In 1971, within one of the Soviet Union's most tightly restricted maritime zones, a U.S. submarine descends in complete silence. At a depth of nearly 120 meters, specialized divers operate under extreme environmental pressure to install a large-scale monitoring device. For the next decade, highly sensitive communications from the Cold War's most guarded networks quietly reach American intelligence channels. But this leads to the bigger question. How could a system designed to travel at more than 2.5 times the speed of sound repeatedly lose effectiveness and vanish into the sea under unexplained circumstances? Today, we unpack one of the most remarkable strategic reversals in history: how the U.S. Navy turned a so-called carrier threat into a non-factor. The Sea of Okhotsk. Often described by Russia as a maritime stronghold, an internal waterway surrounded by layered defenses. Beneath its depths lay a critical communications link at the heart of Cold War strategy. It was believed these secrets were safely buried. Yet the U.S. Navy made an unprecedented move, quietly positioning a massive submarine beneath this surveillance envelope. The USS Halibut was more than a submarine. It functioned as a highly specialized intelligence platform operating silently to survive. At depths of nearly 120 meters, under immense pressure, American specialists carried out an extraordinary underwater operation. Here, a discrete monitoring device was connected to a critical information network. The Soviet Union's greatest miscalculation was confidence, believing no external force could operate in these waters. As a result, highly sensitive directives were transmitted without the protections they assumed were unnecessary.
The device is securely attached to the digital collection. This line is incredibly active. I can feel the vibration through the equipment.
To the Soviet Navy.
To the motherland.
And to victory.
When the first signals were successfully decoded, the atmosphere aboard the Halibut changed instantly. The United States was not merely observing patrol schedules, it uncovered something far more consequential: a program known as P-500 Basalt, regarded at the time as a major maritime challenge. Intelligence suggested timelines that could significantly alter the naval balance. At that moment, U.S. leadership made a bold decision. Not just to listen, but to understand the very foundation of the system, quietly, methodically, and unnoticed. A classic counter-strategy was set in motion.
Target locked. Fire 1.
How capable was the P-500 Basalt? It was engineered to operate at more than twice the speed of sound, and in theory, a coordinated deployment could overwhelm defenses through sheer scale. Had a large-scale conflict occurred in the mid-1970 seconds, analysts believed it could have posed a serious challenge to carrier groups. Early planning focused on interception, a costly and uncertain approach, but Ivy Bells revealed a different reality. Despite its reputation, the system depended on critical limitations. By intercepting information linked to an unsuccessful test, U.S. analysts identified where key components of the P-500 system had come to rest. Quiet recovery efforts followed within heavily monitored waters. Inside classified laboratories, engineers discovered a fundamental constraint. The system relied almost entirely on a single radar frequency band for guidance. In effect, it was powerful but narrowly focused.
Here's the guidance system. It's in better condition than expected. Get it to the lab immediately.
Rather than investing billions in new platforms, the United States refined electronic countermeasures. Carefully crafted false signatures caused the system to perceive carrier groups dozens of miles from their true position. At the time, Soviet planners remained confident in their technological edge. In Washington, however, analysts understood that this advantage had already been quietly reduced long before any real confrontation.
Comrades, with the P-500, American aircraft carriers will be reduced to operational irrelevance.
1976. A decisive test takes place. Senior officials gather in Moscow, expecting confirmation of the system's full capability. But this is the moment assumptions begin to unravel. When the test proceeds, something unexpected occurs. The system abruptly veers off course, missing its intended destination and disappearing into the sea far from the target. Emergency meetings follow behind closed doors. Explanations range from component issues to assembly processes and environmental conditions. Confidence among leading planners is shaken. What they do not realize is that the challenge lies neither in their facilities nor their procedures, but far below the surface and beyond the horizon. Subtle electronic influence had quietly reshaped the outcome.
We are losing contact with the fleet! I told you this system was unstable! Launch the countermeasures now! We can't. The abort codes aren't responding.
Unacceptable! We invest billions of rubles into a system with critical flaws. Who compromised?
This is the essence of strategic success. No direct confrontation, no visible exchange. Systems once considered formidable are rendered ineffective through invisible signals alone. The contest is resolved before it ever truly begins. Ivy Bells was more than an intelligence achievement. It was a strategic turning point that quietly removed a major advantage without drawing attention. It helped safeguard tens of thousands of sailors and saved billions in resources, made possible through silent courage in the depths of the ocean. The secret remained undisclosed for nearly a decade until classified information was compromised. By then, the strategic landscape had already shifted. Control of the seas was no longer in question, and the truth had long since settled beneath the cold waters below. What do you think about this remarkable battle of strategy and insight? Could there be other Ivy Bells still hidden beneath the oceans today? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into history's most intriguing secrets. Goodbye and see you next time.